Good afternoon, FMCG TV viewers. Pretty happy to meet you all today with a new podcast. FMCG is an interesting industry and it is one of the biggest employment opportunity to many as an entrepreneur across like. So we thought bring in a person from Cuttack, Orissa, who has somewhere around 20
25,
plus years of
25.
experience in the industry. I've been traveling along with him for the last 4 days, kind of it. Even though I've met him several times on one-to-one kind of it, but this journey of the last 4 days, gave me an opportunity to understand him, and I thought it is right to bring in into this particular podcast so that there's a lot of clarity for people who want to aspire as FMCG distributors, entrepreneurs, anything connected with FMCG industries. So I welcome Mr. Manoj
Manoj Dhanuka.
Dhanuka. So he will give us a small introduction about himself. Manoj, what we will do it is actually.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sridhanji. It's a pleasure for me to be in the last couple of days that I have been associated with you and the entire Chennai family here of distributors. It was an eye-opener for us. In spite of my being in this distribution business since last 27 years, to be precise.
My.
I started my business in 1999. I'll take a brief background of myself. By qualification, I am an engineer. I did my graduation at RV College of Engineering, Bangalore. In the year 93, I passed out. Then I had an opportunity to work in a petrochemical complex in Mumbai, Taloja. I worked there as a shift engineer. Since my background was, academic qualification was in electronics and telecommunication, my father asked me to come back to my native place, which is Cuttack in Odisha. I came back there in 97, 98. So I got into FMCG distribution business of Hindustan Unilever. I started my own business in 1999 with a small turnover of about 15 to 20 lakhs per month. And I found my footing there. So gradually I kept on expanding myself, and today I have an employee strength of 100 plus doing Hindustan Unilever and Dabur, and a monthly turnover of about 6 year. So that's what my journey is. But I built up my organization in a manner wherein only 20% or 25% of my time is devoted to the business. I built up a system and processes wherein all my sections of the businesses, whether it being dispatch, accounts, order booking, billing, those sort of things, which are 80% of our business. Basically, it's a logistics business, wherein we pick orders from the market and then we supply. Our business is, the core business is stock in and stock out. So there I ensured people are trained, they are empowered, and they're given the responsibility so that I am free of those day-to-day mundane work, so that I don't have to go into repetitive work. I was more into strategy and ensuring the finance and the capital is properly is there in the business. So that's how since last 7-8 years I've got opportunities to give my time to the society. I became member of our, in fact, I founded the Odisha FMCG Distribution Association in the year 2017. I'm the General Secretary there. Since last 8 years, we have been trying to help our distributor brothers wherever they are in stress or in issues or problems. I became a member of BNI, which is Business Networking International, in 2018, wherein I got to know a lot of people. I was able to network with lot many business entrepreneurs from different categories of business, which is the philosophy of BNI is givers gain.
Give a?
Givers gain is basically what the more you give, the more you receive. And then a few years back, I got an opportunity to become a business coach from the world's largest organization, which is Action Coach USA. My passion for making other people also to learn from my experience, because what I felt was what I have learned, I took about 10 years, 15 years. Any new entrepreneurs coming to business, they should not be rediscovering the zero. They should start off with that mindset. If they want to build big business, so what are the things that needs to be done? Because if you get stuck in your daily repetitive job, repetitive work, then you become a self-employed person in your own business. You become an employee of your own business. You are not in the true sense a business owner. If you have to become a business owner, you'll have to empower your people, train them, give them responsibility and accountability, and ensure that things work out. No doubt, mistakes will happen, but from mistakes, people will learn.
Manoj, you put a lot of things onto the plate across.
Right.
Did your father had a shop in
Yes,
Orissa? What kind of a shop?
my father had a kirana shop, grocery
Okay.
shop, which at one point it was the biggest shop in the city, Cuttack.
Okay. Tell me something, Manoj. A person who is brought up in Cuttack, moving to a Bangalore city for an engineering, what kind of a mindset changes happens?
I never had my schooling in Cuttack.
Okay.
I moved with my uncle, that's my father's elder brother, to Asansol. I had my schooling from St. Vincent's High School in Asansol, which was a missionary school, coal mine area. During those days, it used to be like under the Britishers, when during the Britishers, that entire belt was a coal mine area, Asansol.
So, what did Asansol give it to Manoj?
It gave me the initial bearings, the discipline, because the missionary school which I was studying in, it was an Irish missionary. And I learned the importance of discipline, and I got a
So,
software
what was
vendor.
the name of this company which you started across in
My
Cuttack?
company's
Yeah.
name, yeah, Jagannath Distributors.
Tell us
9.
something about Cuttack market.
Cuttack market is a predominantly traditional traders market, and it feeds the entire state of Odisha, if not the entire, at least the coastal part of Odisha, because you can divide the state of Odisha into two parts, as a western Odisha and the coastal part. So from Cuttack, Cuttack is a 1,000-year-old city.
How far it is from Bhubaneswar actually?
It's about just 20 kilometers. Nowadays, it is known as a twin city.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Cuttack is the third oldest city after Varanasi, Ujjain. Cuttack is a 1,000-year-old city. It's a small city. It's surrounded by waters on three sides. They could not expand geographically, and that was one of the reasons why the capital city was moved away from Cuttack to Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar was more planned and a new city. But that Bhubaneswar also got expanded in the last 15 years only. Till 2010, it was just an administrative
So, somewhere
capital.
around 800 to 1000 outlets will be there
In Cuttack, there are about 2,500 outlets.
It's very
And
big, you know.
It's very big, and the wholesale market is very big. Wholesale market across, because it's a mandi.
For example, in a company like Levers, in the first phase, what was the proportion of wholesale used to contribute with the retail business?
The first way the company did not give me the wholesale market.
Okay.
Because since I was new to the trade, and that was in fact a very positive thing also, because I learned the tricks of the trade when I was a retail distributor. I learned how to service the retailers, small retailers, the beat, which is normally the FMCG way of working, the beat working. I learned that, and that continues to provide me the stability and the help.
So, what was the first phase number of outlets you handled actually?
Roughly around 500 outlets. Yeah.
How many distributors Levers had in Cuttack?
3 or 4 it would be. And Liver during those days had different verticals, like
Yeah, I understand.
mainline division, food division, PP1, PP2, like that. They had 4 different verticals. But in year 2005 and 6, they merged all the verticals into one common platform and ensured that every outlet is touched by one single RS, one single distributor. At one particular outlet, there should not be multiple people going there. That is how, for their own reasons, probably they merged, but it helped us to expand our business.
And second phase, what did you make the change?
Second phase, when I was given the entire city of Cuttack, that was in 2009.
Why did they make 5 distributors or 3 distributors into one?
The cost of economies?
Okay.
Because
Yeah, that is the only thing, one thing, or something else was also?
That was the only thing. To my understanding, that was the only thing. Because the company was under pressure. The viability distributors were putting. The company probably thought, if we have bigger distributors with good investment, good infrastructure, the cost of economics will come down, and it will be more viable to people investing into this business. So that is how I became the solo distributor in 2009. And till 2015, that process continued. But then more and more complexities start coming up in the business. The company decided we should have one more distributor to support it.
So how did
another,
they divide it across?
they divide by area wise, but the 2/3 of the business remained with me because I continued the wholesale part, which is the most difficult
And
task.
today, wholesale contributing to the retail, what kind of a proportion it will be?
In the overall business structure of Cuttack, it's about 70% is the wholesale contribution. Yeah.
Why is so much of difference even today?
Yeah, the reason being that Cuttack is a mandi, is a wholesale market. Lot
And
of
it
stocks.
feeder market
It's a
for
feeder market to the entire about 200-kilometer radius belt. And not just for FMCG product, for entire, for whether it's garments, whether it is grain mandi, whether it's oil, whether it's even jewelry. Cuttack is famous for its silver filigree work.
So if you were to look at the retail part of the business, can you tell us more about what is happening in the retail part of the levers business actually, just to understand?
The retail part nowadays, things are very challenging because as it is, the store size is very small, and the competitions which the retailers are facing is from four corners.
Which are they?
From e-com, quick commerce, which is part of the e-com, then the modern trade, and now supermarkets also. So obviously, the consumers' preferences are moving, are changing, and the retailers, they find it very difficult to adapt themselves. That's a very big challenge. And for us as a distributor, to service the retailers, the demand of the retailers, because the pricing is playing a very big role nowadays. During the, say 10 years back, the pricing never used to be a big role. It used to be more of service and the credit. Now, the service is there, credit is there, but now the pricing also has to be there. Because now a retailer can be fed through multiple channels, which they are independent of taking stocks from anywhere.
Anybody.
Yeah, from anywhere,
So
anybody.
where will be the loyalty towards the distributor by the retailer will be there?
That the company's system and processes are, they do remain loyal to us, but to up to a certain extent.
Okay.
If say the price variation is in excess of 4 or 5%, they will venture out because there is a cash and carry model there, that they can purchase stock from cash and carry.
Okay.
They can get stock from E to B. That's availability is there, and the consumers are also moving away from the physical retail store to the e-com.
So if you were to look at business today in the platform, general trade versus modern trade versus e-com, what is the ratio of the business is coming through?
General trade is still contributing in a city like Cuttack is about 75%.
And modern trade is e-com put together 25?
Yeah, modern trade and other stores and all put together 25.
And what would be Qcom would be percentage?
It would be within that 25%. I think 70% would be quick com.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because
So
the
it
convenience factor is there in the
So
quick
it
com.
means the Cuttack households have got into the practice of buying it
Yes.
from...
My family buys it many times. Yeah.
In the business which is there between modern trade and quick comp, some part of the business flows back into the retail outlets because of the price factor kind of it.
Right.
Some only goes to the consumers. What proportion is happening in a city like Cuttack between going back to the retail itself and going to the actual consumer?
Leakage from the trade. Yeah, that is there. I won't be able to certainly ascertain what the proportion is, but our rough guess is roughly around 40%.
So this is one of the thing which probably the companies needs to address.
Yes, certainly.
Because you are selling it to modern trade and quick com and it goes back into general trade, which is not ethically right on a professional distribution part of it. So what is your suggestion?
Yeah, the company also are like being blackmailed and arm twisted by all of these.
You mean to say
big
even a
chain.
company like big companies also face this problem?
See, big companies have a bigger problem nowadays.
Oh my.
So they are also fighting to survive.
Did you had a talk with the senior management?
Yes, certainly.
Are they giving you some scientific, logical response to it?
No.
How many distributors approximately will be the members in this association would be?
Roughly around 5,000 members are there.
And can I put something like about 20% of them will be larger distributors?
Not 20%, 10% would be large distributors. See, after the formation, we were able to actually formalize an association.
How old is the association?
It's about only 7 years, 28 years rather. 2018 we
So you
started.
being a very active leader of the
Yeah,
association.
very true.
So
I along
what is
with,
your agenda for the day, Cross? Like,
in fact, I was pretty much helped by Girish Rothaji, who is based out of Bhubaneswar. He's also a Hindustan Liver distributor, and few others. We had a core team of about 4 or 5 people, and we were able to form this association with the help of no doubt Dhareshal Patilji. We took a lot of feedback from him. Then Ganesh Ramji were there, Patilji, Ganesh Ramji, and then few senior people from our All India Association. They helped us. We were able to organize 2 or 3 journal body meetings. Once we had in the year 23, all the executive members of the All India body come down to Bhubaneswar for an executive body meeting also. It gave a message actually.
to whom did it give?
It gave a message to both the distributors as well as to the company. Distributors who were
What is
in the past,
what would be the point, distributor?
yeah, distributors in the past were like were feeling a lot helplessness. There was a helplessness among them. The companies are not treating them well. They are putting undue pressures. They are terminating without any whims and families. Those kind of problems probably got reduced. Not I won't be saying it got eliminated totally, but it got reduced.
It is improved.
It has improved. The company also got message there is an association. So if we disturb the trade will hit back, and that way it helped us.
Now, what would be the agenda for the next 3-4 years for this association would be?
As an agenda, we have come out with an innovative platform, which is a digital. Because what is happening is, during this e-commerce modern trade fight, we have been constantly charged that the retailers of the country, they are not innovating. They are not adapting to the technology. They are not digitizing themselves. Yes, that was true. But then we give them example, how come then UPI got so success? UPI
You mean
again
to
is
say
a,
that UPI payment part?
yeah, UPI payment. Because UPI payment was adapted by these very small traders, small retail shops, even pawn shops, even a cobbler. Anyone you see in the street nowadays, they ask for payment on UPI. The reason being was very simple. It was a very simple technology, easy to use, and it was free of cost. So that is how we have again developed a technology platform known as GrabDeal. I'm a part of it, wherein we are
Tell us
going
something
to,
more about
yeah.
Grab Deal actually.
Knock knock. Hey, it's your neighborhood buddy, Grab Deals. Need home essentials? Don't go far. Your best deals are just 2 kilometers away. From stores, to your doorstep at prices that make you smile. Great deals only on Grab Deals. Delivery is definitely possible. Else you pick it up with no any hustle. Thinking, why do you need this app? Because every order you place makes a small business grow. So, grab your phone and download instantly. Get a big deals only on Grab Deals. Grab Deals. Great deals near you for people like you. Available on Google Play Store and Apple iOS.
GrabDeal, a platform, a digital platform. We developed this platform wherein the company, the manufacturers, are going to pass on consumer schemes to the consumer directly. Presently, what's happening is the companies, if they have to pass on some loyalty schemes to the consumer, it has to be routed through the distributor and the retailer. So there is a chain, and how much the consumer is consuming, the company are unable to get the exact data, exact feedback that company doesn't have. The company suppose expects, say, about a lakh of packets to be sold under a particular scheme. Whether that lakh of packet has gone to the consumer or not, the company doesn't have any feedback there. So there is no feedback mechanism wherein the company can gauge how much his schemes are actually being going to the consumer. There's siphoning up at the retail point, there could be siphoning up at the distributor point. I'm
But
not
does
saying
Grab Deal flashes back this particular scheme available by the
how the mechanism
retailers?
work. Yeah, how the mechanism work is the consumer, when he sees a scheme being listed on the GrabDeal platform, he goes to the retailer, he gets that scheme redemption, he purchases that product and gets a redemption coupon there.
Okay.
It's a purely tertiary app. The company is spending money only if a product is consumed by the consumer. So that's how there's no leakage on that part. It's a purely tertiary app. The company is spending money only if a product is consumed by the consumer. So that's how there's no leakage on that part.
And suppose the retailer himself opts out and then takes out that particular part
Again,
of
the control is there. We have lot of filtering system when the companies can put in how much a consumer will have one offer, and every mobile number is a unique ID consumer number. So you can't have, if a company say on a product decides to give one particular product to one ID twice and or 2 packs, so that's a maximum. So it will become very difficult for pilferage, no doubt. A few percentage points will be there because the trade is such, we can't help that. But by and large, we expect at least 90+% being consumed only by the consumer.
Being an engineering graduate, I'm sure you will understand one philosophy, which is whoever is the first mover
Very true.
rules the market.
Whoever is the first loser, lose the market.
First mover
Yeah.
rules the market.
Rules the market. That's very true. That's very true.
Now, grad deal is going to be second or third kind of it, or probably on a different slot kind of it.
Yeah,
how
we
is
have placed, actually we have placed ourselves in a different slot. We are not competing against quick commerce. That's a different story.
But at the end of this game, from the consumer angle, there is a difference between the Qcom and the grab deal is concerned?
See, first of all, we are not competing against the quick com. So we are not saying per se ki if quick commerce is offering such and such thing, we are also going to offer. That's a separate thing.
No, you're not going to duplicate, but in terms of the, let's say, the output which you wanted to emphasize, it is almost the same kind of it, correct?
No.
Okay.
There's a difference. Because in India, even as I speak today also, 75 to 80% shoppers are still visiting the outlets. Maybe in the metros and all, that has come down to about say 40 or 50%.
Or probably even lower than that.
Yeah, probably could be lower than in cities like Bangalore, where there are multiple issues why the people are moving to having such products being delivered at the home and all. Biggest thing is the traffic. And people doesn't want time, everything is up.
And importance of it.
And but going into the hinterland and the tier 2 city, wherein this is a social part, wherein people come out of the house, go to the neighborhood store, they chat there, they sit there, have a cup of tea. That's a social fabric there. And people are still continuing. For generations, people buy
so
from one
what's going to
single
be
shop.
your solution to a city like Bangalore and Chennai, or probably Mumbai and Delhi? It's going to
Yeah, no doubt.
it's going to be a major challenge.
It's going to be a
for us.
major challenge there. We do accept that.
Have you understood the scale of the challenge? Did any...
But our focus is going to be on the tier 1 and tier 2 city. No doubt, we will be present in metros also.
you have to, if you have to win a war, you need
You
to
have
be...
to, you have to. But then
geographically-
let us try and win at least the simpler wars. We are
particular
like piloting in Bangalore.
Okay.
Expectedly, let's run it for at least 3 months to get actual feedback from the market, from the ground, where we are and what all innovation and changes we need to be done.
Good, Manoj. I'm pretty happy. If there is anything which you would like to say to the viewers?
Yeah, certainly. Especially to my FMCG distributors community. This is one of the best businesses that I have seen. People do criticize that it's a very laborious work. But no, I differ on that angle. If you plan it, systemize it, it's the best thing. But you'll have to rely on people, train them, make sure the integrity part is not disturbed. If you are able to get good integrated people, you'll certainly explore in this business.
Superb. Thank you, Manoj,
Thank you
for
very much.
spending
Thank you
time
very
with
much
us.
for this opportunity.
Hope you had a happy time as far as the
Yeah, this Chennai trip
podcast is
was-
concerned.
Yeah,
Did
that's
we
right, yeah.
open up?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.